Here we have an Object 416 game on Prokhorovka. Polka's in his Pancake as well, and Primal's in his 110. So there's nice tier 8 match, pretty decent matchmaking. More TDs than I'd like, but at least they're all not big ones. There's a Hellcat in here and an SU100Y. Only one top tier TD. So even though I lack gun depression in this tank, chronically lack it, I decide I'll head to the hill like I normally do and just try and get some shots towards the center, as well as keep whatever's on top of the hill spotted for our artillery. Polka and Primal cover different sides of the middle. First victim spotted. You can see me trying to find somewhere I can depress my gun here. I've got very ropey shots through buildings. That one I just wait too long. He reversed out of my shot and I hit his frontal armor. So I decide to try and spot whatever's coming to the town, which I do. It's a KV-4. And he doesn't see me, so I get a quick shot into him. He backs off and spots me. I take the risk to get a second shot at him, which zero damage tracks him, and then I decide to get out of here. This tank isn't very survivable when it's being shot at. It's got very, very thin armor and it's got a tiny hit point pool, but it's not really something I want to take risks in. You can see our M44 managed to hit that KV-4 after he briefly went unspotted. I find a bunch of enemy tanks up here on top of the hill. So I get a shot into the T-32, he begins to back out. I get one into the SU-100Y just because it has such a huge gun, I want it dead in a hurry. T-32 is distracted. M6 also distracted, put a shot into him. I'm trying to share the damage around here. Technically you should try and focus down a tank to get its gun out of the game quicker, but with actual teammates who are willing to shoot targets, it's sometimes worth putting a little damage on each tank. But it's only worth that if you've got good teammates who are willing to shoot targets. If you need to do all the shooting, just focus stuff down. So you can see I got a shot on the jumbo, but caught him at a bad angle and bounced. I figure these guys are going to try and charge into me, so I move to get one more quick shot, but just decide it's not worth it. I can get a quick shot on this guy though. First shot is terrible. Auto aim snapshot. It's just, I shouldn't have done it. Second shot, I take my time. Behind a house or something. And it pays off. See, I'm getting rushed by the jumbo. I should have been paying attention to my mini-map. Thankfully he's firing HE and does very little damage. I screw up my shot, but he gets taken care of by the guys behind me. Of note is the number of guys behind me. That is a lot of tanks camping in back. But on the plus side, I'm doing all the spotting for them. So this Super Pershing tries to push me and pays for it dearly. Enemy Artie takes a shot and gets a near miss. So there's two tanks left up here, the T-32 and the M6. Pelka manages to kill the M6, so that leaves me free to engage the T-32 one-on-one. An engagement I will win, as long as I don't shoot like that. I am getting help from the town and from our arty. they take care of him while I had him tracked, so I get assistance damage for that anyway. Enemy Rheinmetall moves up and snapshots Polka with HE and pens and high rolls him. We didn't figure out this guy was using HE until later when somebody else pushed him in an AC-48 and he did 300 and something damage to him. So at the moment I'm really scared of him, I don't want to be hit by him. So I just sort of dick around here until I'm unspotted. I try and respot him without getting shot at. But because I don't want to get one shot like Polka just did, you can see me moving around a bit. I think that was a blind shot by their Artie, because I'm pretty sure I wasn't spotted at this point. See, I got HE loaded for the Rheinmetall, but because I can't get a clear shot on him, I just go back to AP to deal with the IS-6. And deal with him I do. Definitely a win now, we control the map, we have quite a considerable advantage in tanks. It's just a case of finding that guy before he can get me. I get lit. Immediately I start moving. I'm trying to use the folds in the terrain to keep his gun away from me. You can see I drop my camera to a low angle to see if he will be able to draw line of sight to my tank. Our AC-48 pushes in. I decide I'll wait until he gets hit before I pop out and try and take a shot. Now this is where we figure out the Rheinmetall was shooting HE. Not that shot, that was Artie I think. But that one there. Our War Crime Panther finally decides he's going to move up after I've done all his work for him. And now it's just a case of finding the last few enemy tanks and dealing with them. So I decide I'll head into the enemy base with reckless abandon in an attempt to find that artillery and get one last shot in. Well, preferably more than one, but I figure most of their tanks are going to be on the 2 line where I won't be able to render them. So I figure Artie's going to be in this corner here next to the rails. Sure enough, he is. He sets up a shotgun and does manage to hit me, but I hit harder. Moving west now to try and get render distance on the enemies inevitably about to be spotted in the 1 and 2 lines. There's one. Take a shot on the move, but it doesn't work out. But that time it does. Nice 3,000 damage game. I can't remember how much spotting damage I got in, but I think it was a rather consequential amount. So, even in tanks that don't really have the gun depression to play with, you can still make good use of the hill on Prokhorovka, particularly from the north side. I think north side has a much better position on the hill than south does. Typically south will get to the hill top first and take control of that, but north can control the back ramp and just keep the guys on top permanently spotted for artillery and tank destroyers on the island. So it's a fairly viable position no matter what you're driving, but I particularly like it in my medium tanks.